We've talked about it a lot lately and the changes it's facing due to a state law that was overturned earlier this week. And tonight we want to break down exactly what the Airport Authority is and what it does. First, and perhaps most importantly, the board helps with planning, operating, and managing BNA as well as John Tune Airport. It also works with local leaders to help bring more business to Nashville using air travel. And this week, the argument over who runs the airport came to a final decision. A court struck down a law that gave state officials more control over the Airport Authority Board. The Republican-dominated state legislature created special three-judge panels to look at these kinds of cases. But as News Channel 5's Jason Lamb explains, those courts are now routinely striking down the law that the legislature passes.
All those in favor of House Bill 1130 as amended vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no.
2 years ago, the Republican-controlled state legislature passed a bill that called for a special three-judge panel to take control over any lawsuit where a city sues the state. If, for example, Nashville sued over a law the state legislature passes, instead of being heard by a single Democratic judge in Nashville, the law would open the door for 3 judges, including potentially 2 Republican judges from West and East Tennessee, to look at it.
As if certain district courts.
News Channel 5 legal analyst Nick Leonardo says state Republicans likely made this change so that a Republican-majority 3-judge panel might rule in favor of the Republican legislature and against cities like Nashville more often.
This 3-judge panel in Chancery Court was created by the Republican legislature in an effort to derail everything that Nashville wanted to do in the state of Tennessee.
3, 2, 1, go.
At a groundbreaking for a new law enforcement training academy in September, House Speaker Cameron Sexton himself said as much.
Well, I think we'll probably have a better success rate than we were in Davidson County.
That comment from Sexton came just days after a 3-judge panel unanimously struck down a law he and other state Republicans passed that would have made it easier to begin improvements at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Earlier this year, a different 3-judge panel unanimously ruled against the state over a different law, putting the brakes on immediately requiring Nashville to slash the size of Metro Council from 40 members to 20.
But we'll see. That's the judicial system. There's a way to appeal those decisions.
But in fact, the state did not end up appealing either the Fairgrounds decision or the Metro Council decision.
I think it's working out to where I think we're getting a fair shot.
Since Sexton's comments in September, this week, another 3-judge panel has ruled unanimously for Nashville against a law giving state officials more control over Nashville's Airport Authority Board.
What we're seeing is that all these initiatives that the General Assembly tried to pass are slowly one by one being knocked off in the court system, and they're being knocked off by their own judges, the Republican judges.
On Friday, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell weighed in on whether state Republicans' plans with 3-judge panels may have backfired.
I wouldn't say it. In fact, my hope is that Republicans are getting good legal guidance from judges, that they are starting to understand what laws are constitutional and what laws are not.
State Republicans say the option is always available to take the rulings from judges as guides for future legislation. Jason Lamb, News Channel 5.